In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Zach Edey, what I'm calling the Canadian SHAQ. This dude's insane. He's 7'4". He's going to be in this year's NBA draft, hopefully in the first round. So let's get down. Let's check him out. I think he is going to be amazing. Okay, so first off, here he is. When he's coming down into the team's offense, he likes to really post up quickly at first, and that way he can get some nice, quick, easy baskets. Now, this is kind of a lost art, which is the low post, but it's actually quite interesting how good he really is. So when he gets this ball, he's essentially being double-teamed down low. Obviously, the team that they're playing, Villanova, doesn't have anyone who can match up against him, but when he gets that ball, look at this. Look at his hands. Look at how soft he shoots this ball, and look at his footwork. It's absolutely beautiful. He takes a pivot. He keeps that ball high, above his shoulders. This is super, super, super important for any post player out there because it basically allows yourself to keep that ball away from getting stolen. And then, when he puts that ball up, look at this. Goes up with two hands at first, then he swipes away with the offhand for the baby hook. That way it protects that shot. And then he's able to hit that rim super soft. Amazing player. Now, coming off of this screen, he cuts towards the basket. He then gets boxed out because his teammate takes that three-point shot, and his teammate misses, but look at how good he's able to deal with a player who's boxing him out. He's able to get that rebound. He keeps that ball high. He doesn't put it back down and dribble. He puts it back up for a nice soft touch off the glass. This is something that if he is able to bring that to the NBA, it could be extremely interesting. Now this next clip, I really want to break down his angles. This could be a nice overpass. A nice lob pass over the defense. He could have got that pass easily. There was no defenders on that side, but of course his teammates just missed him there. And then, watch this. They swing that ball around the perimeter. He's continuing to have a fantastic angle on his defender, and then he's able to slam it down. He keeps the angles open. He's able to keep that player, his main defender, on his hip. He's able to then, of course, even when he's upset not getting the ball, he had the angle even, but even then, when he gets that ball, he understands where his defender is at all times. He understands that as soon as he catches that ball, he needs to pivot quick, and that's what he does here. And then he's able to just quick, simple pivot, and when he pivots, he keeps that ball somewhat high. He does bring it down to his waist slightly for a second, but he's able to go back up strong for the dunk. The footwork is amazing. Now watch this, the angle that he gets, look at how balanced he is, shoulders over knees over toes, fantastic balance, has his arm off knowing where the defender is, he's down low like if he's sitting on a chair, he gets that ball, he catches it with two hands, look at his feet, watch this, he catches that ball and lands on both feet at the same time, which means that he could use either as a pivot foot, he keeps that ball high, elbows out, that way he can protect that ball. He then pivots towards the basket while keeping the ball high, and then he brings the ball down low, a two-hand dribble. By the way, you're allowed to start a dribble with two hands, and then that's called a power dribble. He then gets his shoulder with a little bit of a hop into his defender that clears his defender out of his way. There's zero chance of that defender going over top of his back to block that shot, and he goes softly off glass. Fantastic move. And then when he gets that ball in the post, look at that. He hops, always lands on 2 feet. This is so important. This is the basics of what every center needs to be able to do. He takes one dribble, gets his shoulder into the chest of his defender like if he's about to roll that way, and then, watch this. After that dribble, he catches when the ball is in his left foot, and then he pivots right-left, and he goes up softly with his left hand off glass. He knows how to use left and right on both sides of the basket. This is, again, extremely important. Again, knowing angles, again here, is so super important. Look at this. He's basically cut off his defender from that whole side. From there, when he gets that angle, his defender tries to fight back on the opposite side to keep him away from baseline to get him towards the middle, but Zach Edey is able to notice that when he gets, or at least when he was about to get that ball, if he didn't get reached in on, he could have easily just pivoted and then, of course, dunked that ball once again. The ability for Zach Edey to use his angles are important. The player did reach in. That guy got the foul, but still, fantastic way to use angles. Now watch this. After this screen, he rolls towards the basket, getting his hands up, looking for that pass. He gets that pass and automatically knows, hey, I need to hop and land on 2 feet at once so I can have both as a pivot foot. This player's trying to reach in. His momentum is taking him this way. I need to go this way away from his momentum. And that's what Zach Edey does. He pivots and then he goes up for the dunk. And by the way, he can actually shoot free throws with not that bad of a form. His form is kind of an old school form where it brings it over top of his head, and when you do that, you do need a pretty close to 90-degree angle on your elbow, but it is a slower shot, but that does show me that he's going to be pretty good and pretty solid from the free throw line, and if given time, he will be able to hit threes as well. Now, coming off of a pin down screen, he gets set up with a dribble handoff. He rolls towards the basket here. Now watch, a little bit of a mismatch, but really check this out. He gets that pass and dunks on 2 players. He stays in the middle of the key. Remember, you have 3 seconds in the key to use. You can utilize every second of that. He gets that ball, again, lands on both feet. This is important. And then he keeps that ball somewhat high and goes up with 2 hands, which is going up strong, and gets to dunk it on 2 players and 1, in my opinion. Now this is where he really shows off his footwork. He gets that pass, almost gets a reach-in call, almost, but doesn't get the call. He loses it slightly, but he's able to recover, and watch this. He's able to spin off, take that dribble, hop step, up and under with the pivot, and dunks it. This is just absolutely fantastic. What 7'4" guy can do this right now in the NBA? Not many, and that is why I think that he has a very bright future. I actually kind of, in a way, think that he could be the Canadian Nikola Jokic as what we see in the NBA right now. Obviously, I'm calling him a SHAQ because he's just a killer low post player, but he is actually very, very similar to a Nikola Jokic and just a bit taller. It's absolutely fantastic, and I think he's going to have a fantastic career coming up for him. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. I'd like the Raptors to pick this guy up, and I'll see you guys again next time.